Hello everyone and welcome to this new League of Legends video. Today's video will be a guide on Anivia. Anivia has been the highest win rate mid laner for the bigger part of this season and still is. Players might not recognize this since she's rarely played, but from the time she is played, she gets a very nice win rate. Here's amazing wave clear, a lot of damage to burst people down and get easy kills, and has a lot of crowd control for team fighting and small fights, which when used to its fullest potential can be incredibly powerful towards winning the game. Let's start off with summoner spells. Of course, Flash as your first summoner spell is a must, and then you can choose between pretty much all of them depending on what you need for the game. The ones I most commonly use are Teleport and Exhaust. I used Ignite when I was in lower elo since it was really easy to get kills, which I encourage you to try out for yourself, but Teleport is very useful to keep your farm high, to TP gank on other lanes and help you join teamfights. Exhaust on the other hand is very useful against mid lane assassins like Fizz, Zed and Katarina, which will find Exhaust incredibly difficult to deal with, which is why I take it very often. Exhaust also helps you get kills when those assassins go in on you, since they deal less damage to you and take more damage from you. Now moving on to the runes and masteries. For your runes, you will want to take ability power quintessences, glyphs of magic resistance, marks of magic penetrations, and seals of scaling health per level. You can also switch out the seals of scaling HP for seals of armor if their team is full AD. For your masteries, you want to take 12, 8, and 0 with Thunderlords as your keystone. You also want to take 2 points into the meditation just so you don't struggle with mana as you would without it. Also, I take precision in the cunning tree, but you can also take intelligence depending if you prefer having that 5% cooldown from the start of the game. From Anivia's abilities, you want to start off with your Q. Also, a cool tip to use is sometimes the first 3 melee minions of the first wave will all get down to low HP at the same time, so you can get them all with one Q. On level 2, you want to take your E, and then take W on level 3, and then just max out E, then Q and W last, and R whenever you can. Stunning items are very standard. You want to take Doran's Ring and 2 potions and just play the lane calm and calculative. The problem I used to have with Anivia was that I would play too aggressive in the laning phase, which would make me very susceptible to ganks, so in lane, you just want to keep your farm up as much as possible and fire off your QE combo on your lane opponent whenever he comes in too close or gives you a free Q. Otherwise, don't force play, which can get you in trouble. Like, don't play too aggressive, just keep farming and wait for your jungler to come. Of course, if your lane opponent is being disrespectful of your damage, you just want to hit your QE combo and take as many auto attacks as you can without taking too much damage. In lane, don't use your abilities for farming unless there's no other way of getting CS, because you can run out of mana pretty quickly, especially if you use your mana to trade and farm, so save your abilities to try maybe get a kill on your lane opponent or at least zone them from some CS. Also, auto-attacking your lane opponent can be pretty deadly against melee champions, but don't auto-attack them too much so you take a lot of minion damage. After your first back, you will want to get either Tear of the Goddess and if you can another Doran's Ring, which I personally really enjoy having in the early laning phase. Now with the Tear of the Goddess and possibly another Doran's Ring, when you get your ult, you have a pretty high kill pressure on your lane opponents. You can use your wall to keep them in your ult, followed up by your Q and E, which can deal a lot of damage in a very short amount of time, which can make them at least burn their flash if not giving you a kill. Now you will just want to start building towards your Rod of Ages and also your boots. You can get any boots that you need. Sorcerer shoes are the most common ones and give you nice damage, but if you're up against full AD comps, get Ninja Tabby, and if the enemy team has a lot of AP damage and CC, get Mercury Threads. After boots, you just want to get Archangel Staff, and after that you just build whatever you need for the game you're playing. So for instance, Zonya against a lot of engage and AD champs, benches well against CC and AP damage, Leandry Stormont against tanks, and just more AP for more damage. Now, as the game is nearing the 20-minute mark, you will just want to be keeping your CS as high as possible and trying to make plays around the map. You can easily get picks with your wall, which your team can follow up on to get an objective off of that. Anivia is really good for taking Baron and Dragon. You can either use your ult to melt the objective down or to zone the enemy team with your ult. And W, it always depends on the situation mostly, but you'll always want to use your ult to help out your team burst down the objective. She's also really good for sieging the enemy team because they have to back off from the tower or you will wall them off and they will have nowhere to go. And if you had placed your ult to clear minions under their tower, they will probably be dead if you position their wall in the right spot. In big team fights, you want to place down your ult in the middle of the fight to melt tanks and burst squishes who dare walk over it. You can either get picks on carries with your wall and Q or peel for your carries with your ult, W and Q. You just want to be dealing as much damage as possible with your ult. Using your W to keep your enemies in your ult is incredibly powerful in teamfights. You can damage a lot of people at once, meanwhile slowing them and making you able hit a Q on multiple targets. And that has been it for the Anivia guide. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comment section below. I'll be sure to read them all and help you out with any questions you may have. But again, this has been it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. And I hope to see you in my next video. Peace.
I don't wanna keep our lives at risk. Can I move on, climb aboard this ship? We don't have to stay in this routine and die from boredom. Out, leave your friends and parents to their jobs. 9 to 5 is scheduled for